Hello darlings, welcome to Channeling Heaven. Thank you to all of you new subscribers joining this wonderful tribe and for liking and sharing these videos because they really do help us grow our channel and I can carry on doing this forever. So I've prepared myself and created the visualization to go up to the Crystal Palace, the home of the angels, the source, whatever you want to call it, and I'll see what happens. So I'm just going to get myself in the 5 to 8 frequency. While I'm absorbing this frequency, I'm also asking you to do this. So just take a breath, chill out. Join me in this frequency, and you may even get your own thoughts and feelings as you're watching. And whoever and whatever comes through, you'll be able to absorb it better. Dearest Divine, I want to work with the clearest, highest and greater good for the divine purpose of teaching, embracing and nurturing humanity. May I be your humble vessel and allow your words, thoughts, processes and feelings to come through for me to acknowledge to our collective. Okay, so in my third eye I can see that I'm on the plinth which takes me to the path of the Crystal Palace. So I shall start there and see how we go. So I'm walking along the path, halfway there. Julianus has got his hood on. He's my guide from Italy. Under the element of Archangel Chamuel, because my eyelids are beautifully pink as I blink and also green. So we also have Archangel Raphael bringing healing, self-love and encouragement to souls that listen to this channeling session. Julianus is leading me. I'm not even going to the palace. Okay. Okay, sit me on a rock next to a river. Good day to you all. I wish to preside over this connection today as I wish to impart knowledge and help you to understand your path and lighten it at the same time. I've brought Nicola to this river as a beautiful analogy to explain one of the problems that we find ourselves in when we're trying to help you through your own problems. So let us look at the flow of the river. We are the emotional state, the soul state, and the present state of the water. So if you imagine yourself flowing along this river, which depicts your life as you tread upon each path. Now, as you imagine going along this river, in the water, in the currents, flowing, ebbing, sometimes eddying, so that you get stuck in certain situations. However, if you allow the flow of the universe, the flow of the river to go forwards, then you will be aligned to your spiritual path and your destiny and your blueprint of your soul agreement. So we come to a conclusion when we show the rocks that are paved in our way. What I mean to discuss in this reference is that as we perhaps come along the river, there is a large rock right in front of us. Now, for some reason, humanity tends to concentrate on that rock because it stopped the natural flow of them going along that river. They seem to stand in the eddy, the lee of that rock, and look at the rock and ask, why has this come in front of me? Why has it stopped my flow? I now have two decisions to be made. The concentration seems to be on the rock that stops the flow of your river. It stops the flow of whatever you've been expecting and what you have thought that you are leading towards. Have you not stopped just for one moment to realise that this rock has stopped you for you to take in what the situation is? perhaps stopped you from making rash decisions, standing still in your own energy to see which way you wish to go. The problem is that you all stand by the rock and you're very inquisitive as to why it's happened, why it stands in front of you, and every focal point is on that rock. However, if you take a step back from that rock, you will see that the water continues to flow either side. And in essence, you continue your flow of existence on a smooth, clear path of destiny. So we ask you as a collective, as in spirit guides from the halls of learning, to step back and see the bigger picture. And you will see there are two lines of flow. Sometimes we remain resistant as we don't know which way to go, left or right, around the rock. It matters not which side you decide to take. It matters that you continue your flow of evolution and growth. So when you step back, look at the flow that will take you quicker to your destination point. Forget the rock. Forget why you've had to stop. Forget why you've had this challenge thrown in front of you. And jump in. Jump into the flow that will take you quicker past this obstacle. In this analogy, the rock. For when you flow around that rock, you will find that the second exit, the second flow of water, arrives to the same point, back into your flowing river that's coursing along. The difference is that the slower flowing part of the river may have taken longer for you to get to. You may have gone straight into your full flowing river by taking the right hand side. And then later on, as you traverse and continue to go forward on your path of destiny, you eventually see the left hand side flow into that original river. Can you understand this analogy? Whatever flows for you, whatever is the path of least resistance, if you know it's going to take you where you need to go, that is what you need to focus on, the flow of life, and not what has stopped it, delayed it, or created an obstacle. There appears to be an infinite amount of souls that reside in what you would call the victim mode. This victim mode is not healthy for your self, mind, body, soul. It's not healthy for the people that surround you in your family and friend and work environment. We can become a victim to that rock, standing there wanting to know why this colossal obstacle has taken place, forcing us to make choices, forcing us to have to decide if we deserve enough to go on the right hand flowing, beautiful, speedy way to get to our destiny, or the other one looks easier because it's more slow flowing and perhaps a bit shallower. There is a lot to be said for your human saying of diving in the deep end. We've even created them through the years with imagery. Look at your tarot cards with lots of the cards that are depicted dipping a toe into the water, having feet in water, the emotional, spiritual state of our being. This is why we've reminded you to hydrate in a recent channeling. This is why we've reminded you to connect with your water sources. This is why we remind you that the ever-going flow of your soul is very much like that river that flows along. And if you are floating on that water, allowing just the currents to take you where they need to go, that's when you can sit on top, not struggling, and admire the view as you go along. There's also a lot to be said about the saying of being the captain of your own ship. So rather than concentrate on the rock and the victimology of your circumstances, decide which way you will steer. Gain control of your vessel. Don't be scared to meet unknown horizons. Don't fear the depth of the ocean, for it is carrying you. Allow yourself to traverse every single problem that comes to you. There is always an end to everything that takes place. Everything that takes place in your life, there is always an end, a conclusion. It's upon you to decide how you wish to traverse that at the time. Become a warrior, rather than a victim. Become a captain rather than a passenger. Look at your elements around you. Look where the wind is flowing. Adjust your sails. Look where the sun is shining. Go towards this warmth and light. Why would you turn and allow yourself to go through a stormy, unfriendly space of water? Sometimes we are inevitably pushed by nature, Gaia, and our own circumstances, our own free will to have to go through that storm. But storms don't last forever. Storms rage. Storms bring us an element of fear. They bring us an element of powerlessness. They bring us darkness, struggle. They make us have to face ourselves. Are we really strong enough to endure this storm? So if you are resolute in your convictions and maintain that you will always be the captain of your ship, come what may, you will sail through this storm. And we are aware because we know your soul prints, we know your soul contract, we know your wishes and what you wish to achieve on this human experience. And so we're there holding you. We are part of the ocean, supporting you, keeping you afloat whilst you go through these choppy waters. There is always an end, and you can choose how to get through and what that end shall be. As soon as we stop in choppy waters, we are a victim to where we are going to be thrown about in that storm. We could potentially be sunk at that time and forever looking at the surface above us, realising that we have to fight our way to get to that surface. However, if we start from a strong viewpoint, from a floating energy of being in a safe space, our safe, sturdy ship, which is our vessel, our willpower, our free will, we can endure these choppy waters and maintain our position through the storm by saying completely to ourselves that we will find the sun. The sun will endure. We will come through this storm. We will get through the battering of the water and the waves. And rather than stop and look at those waves and look at the sway of the vessel that we're in, look at the dark grey depths of that ocean that bring us so much fear and unsettlement and insecurity, or we can look ahead and we can hold the wheel of that ship with determination, courage and a resolution to keep our eye on the horizon, knowing there will be an end to the storm, knowing the sun will shine, knowing that the blue skies will come again, bringing us calm, taking us into calmer waters. There is a lot to be said for the imagery that Nicola uses through the tarot systems. Imagery that was channeled hundreds and hundreds of years ago. There is a lot of divine symbolism in those cards, and we like to use the imagery quite a lot when we are downloading to you. And whilst we are going through this storm, resolutely holding on to that wheel to take us where we need to go, the other thing that we must acknowledge is who is holding the boat up, as mentioned previously. We, the angel realms, your spirit family, your ancestors, hold you during this space. And so the biggest element that you have to do in your life is trust us. Trust the divine, trust the source, trust who gives you your personal power, trust who gives you your faith during difficulty. Hope, a wonderful, wonderful word used by the human race. But doesn't hope bring in that element of doubt? If we really hope for something, it's almost like we're throwing ourselves to the wolves and hoping that we don't get torn apart. Perhaps faith would be a stronger word. I have faith, which brings strength. It brings a temerity to the word that you will stand and endure and you will not be torn apart by those said wolves. Hope feels like there's almost a begging energy there, almost a please let it be okay. And some of us have false belief systems. Some of us put our hope, our faith into perhaps their God, their religion. And let me remind you of Deuteronomy 5, especially point 8, false gods, false altars. Why create something without faith? Why create something that you hold on to, a religion, a belief system? Hold on to yourselves, for you hold the divine within you. We will show you the way. We will show you exactly where you need to go, whether your waters are calm or choppy. The 10 Commandments, rules of how we should exist and how we should live our lives. There are certain aspects of truth within these commandments, but we don't like you to adhere to rules. We don't like you to be told whether you are sinful or whether you are making the right decisions, for they lie within you. So hope could be deemed a false god. We are throwing our energy to a word, praying, balancing, bargaining, that we will get out or get through this situation. And please do not even for 1 minute think I am being derogatory to the book of Deuteronomy or any other sayings, passages, wording from any Bible that you shall read. I am merely suggesting that the answers lie within you. Your soul is a library of existence, evolvement, knowledge. You have seen many lifetimes, whether you're awakened to this fact or not. Nicola demanded that I show her the life that we shared together. And I did. And now she knows that we spent our time in that beautiful, peaceful place in Trastevere. Some of you will not be awakened to your previous lives. Hoping you had them is not the word we wish for you to create the construct around your divinity. Knowledge. Knowledge. I know that I'm an old soul. I know I'm resilient. I know that this situation that I currently face has a solution, has an ending, has a conclusion. I know that I'm supported by my ancestors, guides, angelic realms, spirit friends, family. I know this has happened for a reason. I know that I will get through this. Do not blame yourselves for what has accrued. Even if you have attracted the wrong environments around you through other vessels, other situations, so be it. Free will has misaligned your path. So this is the next point that we wish for you not to remain a victim, to acknowledge, forgive yourself for this path you've taken, learn from where you tread feet wrongly, and just realign yourself back to horizon. Readjusting the stern on your ship and continuing to go forward. For we do not wish for you to stand in the eddy, the lee of that rock. And again, why have I had this obstacle placed upon me? Everything has a solution. The best way to rid yourself of any problem is to go to the fastest flowing decision that will take you to your ultimate destiny in time. I bring up Deuteronomy 5 due to the fact that there is word of false idols, false hope, false gods. As Nicola will know, I'm very partial to connecting with the written word, whichever way you look at it, the Quran, Bible. To us, there are muchness. But false gods can sometimes represent your ego system. There is a part of your mind that creates chaos. There's a part of your mind that can not only feed you and create the acorn that thus leads to an oak tree, but it can also fuzz, if you like. Some of the words that I find in Nicola's mind dictionary are not what I would use myself. But let's talk of the word fuzziness, fogginess, disillusionment. So now I show the imagery in Nicola's mind of us standing in a thick fog, not knowing which way to go. No landmarks, no rocks, no beautiful banks to view as you flow along. So those false gods could be represented in the thought systems that enter your ego system: fear, doubt, worry, chaos. Should I go forward, back, left, right? This is where we bring in the word clarity. Clarity in your mind that you are held no matter what you can or can't see. Clarity, faith, strength and courage to take a foot forward in that fog and not stop. Your ego system will tell you, don't walk forward, you don't know what's ahead of you, you don't know what's around you, how are you going to find your way out, where's the end of this, what's creating it, why am I here, why can I not see anything? Lose this ego system and walk forward. The only thing in your mind: I trust this situation, I know my ancestors, my loved ones, my guides are taking me forward, I do not need to see, I will just continue to move forward, to walk forward. I have no interest in why I'm in this fog-like state. I have no interest that my ego system may fear what is ahead of me because I cannot see the end result. Walk forward, knowing that every step is lifted, placed, and pushed along by us. And you can watch as many channelers, speakers, prophets, whatever you want to call them. However, you have to find your own truth and your own trust in knowing that as you walk forward, you are never alone. And I wish to bring in now the element of the coin. And in Nicola's mindset, I can now show her a palm full of golden coins. And I will reiterate, we do sometimes not take into consideration as much as we should that coins, money, financial situations are a lot more important when you are present in your physical body having a human experience. And for that we are sorry. For where we exist, love, attraction, intent are the only things that take us where we wish to be. There are no exchanges, there are no demands, there are no bills. There is nothing you have to work towards apart from your own experiences and encouraging different levels of evolution within your soul cluster and within yourself as an individual soul. And so the fog can be created, and we see rather rapidly and in great numbers a panic within us if we don't have the coin within our palm. And we ask you, do not limit what you feel you deserve. Walk forward in whatever state you find yourself financially, knowing you will be provided for. There are many of you that we have experienced invoking such sisters as Jophael, trying to manifest money, hoping money will come your way, hoping you will get your promotions, hoping you will provide a better space for your family. Let's take away those words, hoping. Hoping, hoping, hoping. For as soon as you use a word that hasn't got a solid, defiant description in your mind, body and soul, you'll find yourself standing back in the fog, back behind the rock. that will now be so close to your face you couldn't see either side or the bigger picture if you tried. Do not hope that money will come. Do not beg, pray. Affirm. Know. Walk towards your goal. Visualize the reality of where you want to be. And I have countlessly used this analogy. Countlessly. In the carriage, in the front taxi. In the taxi. Sometimes it's very peculiar to use the dictionary and the words that are held in a vessel. Nicola has taught me such words as television, the internet. We have no ideal use for these. We just see the energy that creates by us talking, channeling, sharing, nurturing, and we know that this energy then pervades out to you. The vessel that it traverses upon is not relevant. The internet. Do you recall this, Nicola? In Germany. Just coming back a bit, he's talking about when he was talking about the box with pictures when I was doing an evening of mediumship at Germany, and so I taught him television, and he also said the energy that sends sound and light and colour and imagery frequency across the planet, and I said it was internet. Okay. It's hard for them to acknowledge how to communicate to you as hard as it is the other way back up. Stepping back into my imagery, Julianus. Bless you. Pardon for the interval. I wish to continue talking about this word, hoping. So please stand strong, know, affirm, whatever problem you may have, and now we're expressly talking about the coin, that you will get exactly what you require. And be aware that perhaps if you wish to change your working environment, you need to make a decision concerning material realms. Step back from the rock. Look at the flow, left, right. And if there's one that flows faster but seems more fearful, that is the one for you to jump into. Temperance, star. Major Arcana cards depicting those feet, that connection with water. So I pride myself on my analogy today of this river flowing, depicting how you walk along your human path and experience. And sometimes perhaps if we are amiss with your requirements for materialism, please do remind us and send us what we need to know. And may I now go back to my carriage, the taxi. I have shared this before, but wish to remind you again. We are now looking at the imagery of a vehicle, a carriage. And you have now sat in the back of this carriage. And the driver of this carriage turns to you, who represents the universe, the source, and says to you, where do you wish to go? And this carriage stands before a road which depicts the journey that you wish to take. It depicts the future quantum space that you wish to reside in, the reality you wish to create. So if you sit in the back of that carriage and say absolutely nothing to the driver, the universe, how can we take you there? How can we drive you, take you, traverse everything that we need to do to get you to your expected field of existence, your desires, your goals, for the greater good, of course? How do we expect to get you there if you don't communicate to us? And the communication must be strong, solid, affirming, not begging, hoping, and excuse me, is it okay if? I wish to go to this point of my life. I thank you for taking me to this point of my life. I see my reality in this point of life, and I ask you, the universe, to take me when I need to get there. This is when the next ego system comes in. Why do you feel that we continually try to take your hand and teach you these processions to your next divine spot, landmark? For then we get into that wonderful realm of impatience. I'm not there yet. It hasn't happened quick enough yet. This is now running out. What am I going to do? I'm not going to make it there. I don't know how long I can hold on for. Do you not understand that we do not sit here like you do with your telly boxes and watch everything unfold beautifully and there is a happy ever after? We don't look at the intricacies. We look at this from the bird's eye view, hence why you will be shown hawk, bird totems. These are messages from the divine to tell you that you have to take a bird's eye view. You have told the universe, I am here. You have told the universe, I wish to be there. This is what reality I am ordering from you. This is where I deserve to be. And we look at the spike of energy that aligns to that. Not TikTok time, not how impatient you are, not how much somebody else wants this for you. Not that it'll make it easier for you. We look at the spike of time, energy, frequency, where we know you really will get the best benefit from what you've asked for. And we clothe this in that word, divine timing. Divine timing. Not 1 o'clock TikTok time. Not the, show me a number, 29 December. We have no relevance to Gregorian times, to Mayan calendars and all the other derivatives of time. We look at dimension, space, opportunity, energy flares. And we will place you in the right time, in the right space, and everything will work from there. And this is how your divine ordering goes wrong. You get impatient, you try and push the process. Send us the message to the driver of the carriage. Let it go, sit back and allow the carriage to take you when and where it needs to at the right given time. We can see the whole picture of your blueprint. We can see every adventure experience that you want to encounter here with you and your soul cluster. As you have already been told before, karmic ties are now coming to an end for most souls that have transitioned to your 5D. Because we now need to double our efforts to come into this new raised consciousness. Again, bring in fear. Bring in a chaotic energy to humanity as we continually check your frequencies. Because we're going into the unknown, but how beautiful and how vast. Look at the horizon of the sea. There is no ending. Now and then you may spot some land from left to right. And these will be our messages to you, signs, synchronicities to show you we're here. There is land. You are safe, but carry on the way you are in the middle of this ocean. And again, your prayers, your affirmations, your communication with us and other divine beings is clearly heard, especially now during this transitional state of being more aligned to the collective. You don't have to keep repeating it. Send your intent out, your affirmations, your wishes, and we shall hear them. We hear them in numerous occasions, in numerous times of repeat. Please get me there. I can't wait. Please get me there. Have you heard me? Please get me there. Yes, we've heard you. Yes, we are creating this new reality that you require. Yes, it's for the greater good. And if it doesn't come to pass, things will stop flowing. You may have asked us for something that doesn't align to your divine path, to your involvement, to what you've agreed with us before you came down. And so if you find yourself having one rock, get around it. Another rock, get around it. Another rock, get around it. It's all in sua mente. It's all in your mind. Strip back the ego system. Stand back, and rather than allow the ego system to put you into victim mode of why these rocks keep jumping ahead of you, take that step back and think, perhaps what I've asked for is not the right way forward, for I seem to be facing one rock after another. The flow doesn't feel right. Step back into that beautiful hermit mode that we know. Pardon the tarot references. There are many references I'm trying to find within this beautiful vessel. Most of them are tarot led. In our time, these would have been viewed as a false god, Nicola. Very handy definitive tool for you now. We encourage you to use your divination tools, for they allow us to channel through your intent and create those cards, those imageries to give you messages from us, if you feel comfortable with this way of getting your references from us. So if you come to the realization, once taking a step back from that eddy, realizing if you just slightly turn your perspective, you will see there are a line of rocks in your river, and you will step back and say, why are there many rocks in my river? Because I haven't actually wanted what I actually asked for in the first place. I've asked this out of ego, need, urgency, desperation, and actually standing back now, I realise that this isn't what I want from the universe. I realise this now. I now would like this. I realise that was not for my greater good, that was for my ego. Out of jealousy, rage, revenge, greed. We all have that dark side, don't deny it. Sometimes if there are too many rocks, when you change your perspective, know that they've been placed there by us to say, this isn't, we hear you. We hear that you wish to go to this space, but we are telling you through placing these rocks, this is the wrong decision you have made. Step back and see why. And with this beautiful gift of hindsight, when you eventually do get to the destination point that is for your greater good, you will look back at all of those rocks behind you and realise, thank you for placing them there. Because if I had had a free-flowing river, I would not be in the space I deserve to be in. You are so brave taking an incarnation on this planet. The courage it has taken for you to break from your soul cluster and individually splinter your soul numbers into a physical body to take on challenges on this mortal earth is incredible. Human beings are incredible. And despite the catastrophes, the pain, the horror, the violence, the power, everything that you tend to focus on, you still endure. And so let's now go back to my favourite analogy of this Gregorian day, that we see a river full of rocks, and these depict another ecosystem we are trying to strip away from you. Why must you concentrate on the rocks that are in the river? These are now representing the things that aren't going right on the planet at the moment, that we are struggling and eventually winning to bring an equilibrium. So we please ask you, the atrocities that take place on this planet, as we say now, are the rocks in front of you. We beseech you to look at the river, the water flowing around them, and the beauty of the riverbanks either side, seeing the bigger picture, emulating love, peace, growth, watching the wildflowers bloom, grow, watching the grass, the trees, ever dying to create that resurge, rebirth through Gaia's power. And before you know it, if you're continually looking at these beautiful wildflowers, the butterflies, the dragonflies, the bumblebees, the trees, the breeze silently going through, breathing life into Gaia's plants and kingdom, before you know it, all you see is the beauty of the meadowlands, the landscapes and the beautiful skies. And you are not concentrating on the rocks. And the more that we do this as a collective on this planet, the more we will create those meadowlands, the more we shall create those trees, beauty, clear skies. So in essence, send love, send peace, send humility and compassion to those that are being affected by the atrocities that are taking place. And this is where we tell you yet again, trust. Don't hope that things are changing on this planet. Trust they are. Trust the transitional phases that are taking place. And we have perpetually asked of you to focus on peace, light, benevolence, compassion, the peace of the planet lies within you and what you teach your next generations and what they teach after you. We have never stood closer to humankind than we are now. The next ecosystem that I wish to address, very much on the line of looking at the rocks. Our presence, our signs, our synchronicity, our guidance to keep you on your path, to keep you on your blueprint of your life this time round. This would be, if I go through the dictionary, exceptionally frustrating. I do not see any signs. I can't see you. I can't feel you. I don't know what to do. This is a load of rubbish. This isn't helping me. Where are you? I can't understand why you don't visit me. We are there whenever you wish us to be. We are there during your tears, your tribulations, your peace, your wars, your challenges, your successes. And we have also said on a number of occasions, this is expressed exclusively through Archangel Gabriel, is that you cut off the messages, you cut off the divine connection, not always of your choice. Various emotional states create a denseness that we can't get through to your subconsciousness. But we are still there. Your family members are still there. Your loving domesticated animals are still around you. Your angels are still there. Your ancestors are still there. The fact that you can't see them because you're standing in your fog of your own misery, fear, anger, does not mean that we are not present carrying you through. And as you go through your storm, your fog, as you face your rock, we will gently whisper. We will gently guide you to the very best route that you can. As you walk in your Mother Gaia nature, we will whisper suggestions to you. And most of the ideas that you have enter into your energy field come from us. It's lucky I thought of that Wow, I can't believe I thought of that. Wow, this is a very, very good, opportune situation that's taken place. Do you feel that most of that is brought upon by magic? We whisper, we guide. And when you get to a stage of manning your own ship, your own vessel, when you get to a stage of not acknowledging the ego system as your first recourse, we will then bring you your signs, bring you your imagery, connect with you, have conversations during your meditation times. That's the clarity we wish for you to aspire to. A clarity that within seconds you can connect yourself to our divine frequency, and we can tell you, show you, prophesize, predict, give you exclusive clips, snippets of your soul contract, your previous lives. You just have to open the door. You just have to stop the ego system blocking your way forward. The ego system, your emotional mind primates, monkeys, your mind monkeys, as you so richly call them, create nearly every disillusionment, upset, letdown in your lives. And of course you have the experiences of things taking place with you. Look at Nicola now facing this grief, sorrow, loss. Is she standing looking at the rock? Sometimes, yes. Does she step back in the eddy of the water and have a look at what flows the strongest, the quickest? Yes. Has she stepped into that flow? Yes. Has she sometimes gone back to the familiar rock and clung onto it, thinking that's her stability? Yes. Has she then looked below that rock to see it stands on sand, no foundation, and is slowly being eroded by the flow of life, existence and evolvement? Yes. She may be connected to the vine 3/4 of her Gregorian time, but she still has to navigate the ego waters of existence. But there's one thing that she does. She holds on to that wheel of that ship and she just looks at the horizon and she says, this is where I want to be. I trust you'll get me there. And that's all we ask of you. It seems that I have presided over this connection, and it seems possibly on evaluating the words that I have brought to you today, I may have sounded like you're getting it all wrong. Absolutely not. But there are times when I wish to just show you in no uncertain terms what is blocking you and what will bring you forward to the ultimate life experience. We love you. Although we don't hold human emotion, we reflect other souls that we come into connection with. We can't remember the visceral feeling of any emotion as a human, but we can reflect it, and our souls can remember what it felt like in a distant memory. So, for instance, you could have broken your arm, perhaps pierced your flesh, and years later you see the scar that's born from this accident, but you don't actually feel the pain. This is exactly what the soul existence is like. And so when we see you in tears, grieving, lost, bereft, hurt, betrayed, we do remember the scar. We do remember the impact that this had on the soul, whether it be millennia ago, decades ago. And we bring you everything we possibly can to help you, the status of your feelings. We do everything we can to bring you peace, alignment, focus, motivation. And we understand sometimes that you're in such a deep, foggy state of complete disillusionment that you can't feel our presence, you can't feel us whispering what you should be doing. That's when you depend on others, your collective. That's when we will attract you to the right people to give you the right advice, what crystals to use, what environment to create around yourself to be conducive to your healing and recovery. We feel your pain as a scar that once hit us in our human transition here. Many human transitions. I've had many human transitions. But they are to no avail to you or to Nicola, for she just was hell-bent, shall I say this word? On needing to know and prove where she was with me when we were together. And I chose to remain up in, without too much complication, beyond the astral dimensions to become a guiding light for the soul cluster. We won't get into the semantics of how this takes place, for it's far too deep for you to understand frequency, enlightenment, and how we progress to a guide stage. But let's put it this way. I'm going to give the analogy of Nicola when she was at school, house captain and prefect. She chose to be wearing a badge to say, I am now somebody that represents this collective. I could think of better analogies, Nicola, but this is the one that you have offered for me. A police badge. I've chosen to look after my community and serve your queen, your deity. Your own sovereignty is within you. You don't need to worship false gods. Worship yourself. And so I choose to take the house captain, prefect crown and decided that I shall want to guide my soul cluster from that last lifetime, 1452. It's a very different way of being, as we are still connected to the human collective, yet we are divine in our immortality as very old, very learned souls. Such as the Ascended Masters that we blend with, who like to implement information to us to bring to our individual soul cluster families. There are no number of guides that you can or can't have. You will always have one, whether you're aware of them or not. Nicola has 3. Now and then we bring other Ascended Masters in, other guides in, to just bring certain lessons, certain things to help nurture a path that she needs to. Acclimatise to, something perhaps she needs to impart with you, the collective. I was aware when I first worked with Nicola, perhaps I came across far too oppressive. And so I've learnt, as spirit guides do, to connect with some of her ego level personality, approach, delivery, Some choose to change the vocal cords of their vessel. I see no need for this circus. Those that are aligned and awakened will know. Those that aren't will press the red button and go and watch other frivolities on this interbox. You are loved. We are proud of your existence on this earth, and we will do everything to make your path easier. But there is one catch. You have to love yourself. You have to work on keeping yourself more positive than you possibly could be during any given moment, despite how many rocks stand before you. The higher you align yourself to your consciousness down here, the easier it is for us to connect with you. Do not give up. Do keep your faith. Do keep your knowledge that you are a sovereignty that is beyond anything in the multiverse. Many beings come from many different existences, craving for a human experience, craving to be in a human body just to see what it feels like to physically walk around in a vessel and experience the ecosystem. And once you've spent however many years, your years, up in the heavenly realm, the reality layer, you will get to a stage where you will crave to come down. Sit in these human bodies and go through everything that you have asked to do. And I have already stated, and it has been written, the younger souls have the easier, more material focused lives, and it's part of your learning, nurturing ascension, for you to have harder, more challenged environments when you come down here, dependent on how many years, lives you wish to incarnate down here. And if anybody asks us if we did have our own personalities, our own sentient awareness, we do. And I would suspect that the word that we would use sometimes is amused. And this is not in a derogatory way. Amused by things that happen, the small little rocks that drop within your river, and they seem the biggest catastrophe on the planet. We're amused because they really aren't. Find your perspective, see the bigger picture, step back from the eddy. Look at your options and make the choice for the greater good, and most importantly, for you. None of us are powerless. No matter what harshness has taken place, standing in your power will get you through your storm, will get you through your fog, and you will literally flow past every rock that has dropped in front of you. And this is something that I would like to share. Just take one moment. If you wish to close your eyes, please do. Look into the ocean, picture the ocean, feel the ocean. If you can't picture it, feel it. Imagine yourself by a sea, your sea, an ocean, a big outlet of water. And I wish for you to look into that water. And now there will be an animal, a creature that comes out of that water. Use your interbox. Now look up this creature. We would ordinarily explain the creature to you, but the interbox helps us to allow you to find things quicker without us using your energy too much by explaining the possibilities, the details of the spirit totem manual that's just been shown you, Nicola. Wow. Freedom, strength. Most of you as 5D aligned, old souls, collectives that are attracted to watching this information will be completely connected to water sources. We encourage you to be in them, near them, on them. They will be your inspiration and a wonderful conduit to the words of advice and guidance we wish to bring you. The best recourse for you when you wish to order from the universe is by grounding yourself to Gaia, in nature, or being near, in, on water. For some reason, the clarity of your intentions, the clarity of how we can reach you is magnified, amplified. So it's of no shock to me that I chose the imagery within Nicola to be running, flowing water in a river. To be a spirit of the light is to be someone floating in an ocean. It's very akin to this. Lightness, peace, tranquility, floating. No heaviness. Note when you come out of a water inlet. Note that as your physical body slowly comes out of the ocean, up the steps of your pools, feel the heaviness that hits you as soon as you lose the freedom of the water source. That is how it feels for being a spirit to being a human. You are leaden down with ego, physical shells. You are doing magnificently. You are the lion. You are the lamb. You are aware. If Nicola didn't understand the imagery from before, the Lamb of God, the Christ consciousness, Mary Magdalene. House for Magdalena. How opportune for us to reside in that space, Nicola, during the time we were together. Mary Magdalena, Christ consciousness, entering into this beautiful collective, has been coming for the last 40 years, TikTok. This does not mean that we shall all be reading Bibles and attending those worship houses. It means the benevolence of the Ascended Master is entering into our consciousness, bringing us the love, the forgiveness, the benevolence, the compassion, the tranquility, the serenity, to view every brother and sister on this planet with love. Hard to imagine, I hear the consciousness saying in contradiction. It's coming whether you like it or not. And the ones that don't like this will not thrive. Many masters are reaching portal mediums and channelers, bringing in the messages of these transitional phases that are taking place. There is no coincidence that everybody is talking of the same subjects. There's no coincidence that the underbelly is being exposed, the evil, the conspiracists to the evil, the accomplices, the people that push for power. And do you see? Not only are we bringing you news of humanity, we're bringing tiny little incidences, us and the angel realms, predicting certain things that will take place because some of you, for some reason, need validation. We appease this tiny percentage with those predictions because you seem to like them. Such a shame we have to continually prove our existence. But so be it. We understand the ego system. We understand the hardness, the difficulty of the paths you walk here, especially when you have to endure lower beings, other soul clusters that are not aligned to your belief systems, your morals. Send them love. The most powerful thing in the universe that will crush every darkness and evil on this planet and within the multiverse. Now, I have not sat and presided for this long for many a time. And I wish to impart more information. Many times ago, before the first awakening of Nicola, during her time, I used to preside in her energy. And perhaps the word to use as a human I enjoy very much in bringing you comfort, peace, guidance, understanding. And so I wish to now spend more time with Nicola, bringing through information that will help you and assist you, including the beautiful alignment that she has with our angelic sisters and brothers. Letting you know we are completely aware of what's happening on the planet. We are completely aware of the transitional phase, and we welcome you to what you call the 5D, where we were before many millennia ago, lost our way and are now finding our way back. We've got around the proverbial rock. I'm aware of the proverbial rock that hangs around Nicola at the moment, that stands before her in her grief and her energy. And so I respectfully now retire from her energy for this time. I, on behalf of all of the spirit guides that love and guide every single one of you, I bring you love, I bring you such proudness. You are doing such a magnificent job for humanity. And all we ask is that perhaps you exercise one benevolent thing from your humans, your animals, or for the plant kingdom every day that you possibly can to continue shining the light. Until the next time, I now shall withdraw myself from Nicola and thank you for allowing me to be present on this day. And just remember, no, don't hope. Just fine. Thank you for allowing me to blend with you today. And I really hope that we've done something that's going to help our collective and humanity. Oh, he's loving it, isn't he? He's loving it. Okay, just letting go of his hands. He's very happy. He's very, I don't know if he's happy because he's back in again. I used to love this. We used to do so many proper full-on channeling sessions where it took me ages to come back. But he's still half. I'm still aware. That was lovely. I'm going to play that back. Oh, he's used, oh my God. Whoa. Oh, this is just a random thing. This is like tree hugging, right? Holy shit. Hour? How long was he talking for? God, I hope I'm not going to be knackered after this. it's really, it's like tree hugging. It's like when you come around from connecting with a guide or wherever it is, everything is so bright. It's a bit like being in heaven. It's bright and wow. Did you like Julianus? Let me know. Isn't he lovely? He was really scary. He used to shout and be really scary. It was like Gandalf, thou shalt not pass. Let me know if you heard any physical taps or bangs, because that's been happening a lot and I wasn't really aware of it. I really hope you enjoyed this session. I am buzzing now. I hope this doesn't affect my sleep, because insomnia's been a bitch, I'm not going to lie. Can't believe it's an hour. That's ridiculous. Where did that go? Let me know in the comments below what you thought. I adore him. And he's got a bit of a humour. I don't know how. But, yeah. Until the next time, God bless you all. And I hope you enjoyed Julianus. Hello, darlings. Have you become a VIP tribe member yet? If not, why not? There are so many wonderful exclusive perks for you available. If you just hit this button on my main page of YouTube, this will take you through to the membership access. There you've got details that you just need to fill in and you'll be part of our VIP tribe. Let's talk about what you get for your money, shall we? Let's do that. We get regular live streams that are normally created by Rod and I. These are exclusive to the members, and I do questions and answers. I give you advice and sometimes the odd meditation. At the moment, there'll be also pre-recorded videos for you, answering all your questions that you need to know, and again, giving you guidance. I'm going to read from the list because there's loads of perks you get. You get free giveaways. This week it's been free audiobooks for you. I give you priority reply to comments, because obviously there are thousands of comments. You always get first dibs. In fact, you get access to everything I do 24 hours or even a week before the public do. You get early access to new videos, so you can watch them at your leisure. You also get exclusive members only videos where I literally just make them for you. You get first access to all, as I said before, to all public events. You will get an option to buy tickets first, because a lot of them do sell out. And you made good of this on the workshops, didn't you, at the NEC at Birmingham. You also get discounted merchandise on my website, 20% off all meditations. I'm continually adding perks for you as I go along. So please, if you'd like to come along and be a VIP tribe member, just pop on that link and come and join the tribe.